Tom Cruise is known for his daring stunts and iconic roles in blockbuster hits like The Mission, Impossible franchise, and Top Gun series, cementing his status as one of Hollywood's most enduring stars. Yet, while his career has consistently soared, his personal life has often taken center stage in the media, filled with high-profile relationships, controversial beliefs, and a long list of celebrity conflicts. One of the most unexpected and intense of these rifts was with another Hollywood heavyweight, Russell Crowe. The tale of their friendship's rise and fall is a story of ambition, ego, and loyalty tested. Tom Cruise and Russell Crowe first crossed paths in 1992 at a barbecue hosted by Naomi Watts. At that time, Cruise was already an A-list superstar, and he was married to Australian actress Nicole Kidman, a rising star herself. Crowe, also an Australian, was a friend of Kidman, and the trio seemed like a natural fit. For a while, they were the toast of Hollywood social circles, a trio of talent and charisma. However, as the years passed, the dynamics shifted. Cruise's marriage to Kidman, which had captivated global audiences, began to fracture. By 2001, Cruise stunned the world by filing for divorce, leaving Kidman blindsided. The divorce was messy, and while the public was left speculating, Kidman sought comfort in her friends, including Crowe. The once cordial relationship between Cruise and Crowe grew strained. Things took a darker turn when the two actors were cast together in 2017's The Mummy, a film meant to launch a new shared universe for Universal Pictures. But the production was plagued with tension, and Crowe, known for his intense and outspoken personality, clashed with Cruise, who had a strong influence over the project. Crowe, who had initially admired Cruise, found himself disillusioned. He would later break his silence, describing his frustration working with Cruise, calling out the actor's controlling nature and his relentless pursuit of perfection, which often came at the expense of the cast and crew. But the roots of their conflict run deeper than a single film set. Crowe's loyalty to Kidman and his growing disdain for Cruise's behavior on and off set created a rift that could not be bridged. Crowe remained a steadfast friend to Kidman, publicly supporting her during and after her split from Cruise. The two maintained a close friendship for over 3 decades, frequently appearing together at events and even sharing the screen again in 2018's Boy Erased. In contrast, Cruise's relationships, both personal and professional, seemed to suffer under the weight of his unwavering dedication to Scientology, a controversial religious organization he has been associated with for decades. This, coupled with his reputation for being fiercely competitive and sometimes difficult to work with, further widened the gap between him and Crowe. The Cruise-Crowe fallout is a story not just of clashing personalities, but of loyalty, betrayal, and the high-stakes world of Hollywood, where friendships can be as fragile as the careers they support. As their story unfolded in the public eye, it became clear that while Cruise continued to thrive on screen, his off-screen relationships were a different story entirely. Russell Crowe's outspoken nature and unwavering support for his friends earned him respect, but it also meant that he was unwilling to stay silent when he felt wronged. In this saga of Hollywood drama, Crowe emerges not just as a rival to Cruise, but as a loyal friend to those he cares about, and a man unafraid to speak his mind, even when it means taking on one of the biggest stars in the world. However, this fallout did not end with The Mummy's troubled production. In the aftermath, as industry insiders whispered about their conflict, Crowe maintained a dignified silence until a candid interview years later, where he shed light on his grievances with Cruise. It wasn't just about creative differences or clashing personalities, it was a matter of integrity. There comes a point where you have to decide whether you're willing to lose yourself for the sake of staying in someone's good graces, Crowe remarked, his words a clear indication of the emotional toll the feud had taken on him. To fully understand the tension between the two men, one must first understand their drastically different approaches to fame and their unique worldviews. For Cruise, the pursuit of perfection is paramount, and his allegiance to Scientology has been a defining aspect of his life. In contrast, Crowe's rugged persona, grounded in authenticity, has made him a champion for his friends and a figure who values loyalty above all. While Tom Cruise continues to dominate the global box office with his high-octane action films, Russell Crowe has taken a different, but no less successful path. His career has been built on raw, powerful performances that have earned him both critical acclaim and a loyal following. The contrast between the two actors, particularly the strained relationship that has developed between them, represents more than just a clash of personalities. It highlights a deeper conflict between two visions of what it means to be a star in Hollywood. Cruise's approach to stardom has always been larger than life. His films are known for their explosive action sequences, daring stunts, and box office triumphs, cementing his place as one of the most successful and bankable stars of his generation. His fame has been fueled by his ability to deliver crowd-pleasing spectacles that draw millions of viewers around the world. For Cruise, success means dominating the global screen, and his focus has always been on scaling greater heights in his career, pushing the boundaries of what's possible on the big screen. In contrast, Russell Crowe's rise to stardom has been rooted in his capacity for deep emotional storytelling. Known for his intense and powerful performances, Crowe has carved out a career that prizes character-driven narratives over spectacle. Whether in Gladiator, A Beautiful Mind, or The Insider, Crowe has showcased his ability to dive into complex roles that demand not just physical skill, but also emotional vulnerability. His work has been praised for its authenticity, with Crowe often choosing projects that challenge him as an actor rather than simply chasing box office numbers. The friction between Cruise and Crowe, which has simmered over the years, stems from the differing paths they have taken within the same industry. Cruise's relentless pursuit of blockbuster success stands in stark contrast to Crowe's more measured approach to his craft. This difference in priorities and philosophies has likely contributed to the rift that has grown between the two men, a divide that at times has seemed insurmountable. But beyond the obvious differences in their careers lies a more fundamental issue: the nature of fame itself. The Hollywood system often rewards ambition, but it also places a heavy burden on those who achieve it. Fame can be both a blessing and a curse, bringing with it the weight of public scrutiny, personal sacrifices, and the constant pressure to outdo oneself. For both Cruise and Crowe, their experiences in the limelight have been shaped by different expectations. While Cruise has become synonymous with action-packed blockbusters and global stardom, Crowe's more measured, thoughtful approach to his roles has made him a respected actor in critical circles, though perhaps not as globally recognized. Their strained relationship serves as a poignant reminder of the toll that fame can take on even the most talented individuals. While their public personas may shine brightly, their private lives have been complicated by the pressures of stardom. Success and friendship, it seems, are often at odds in the cutthroat world of Hollywood, and for Cruise and Crowe, their rivalry is just one example of how the pursuit of fame can fracture even the strongest of bonds. As for whether reconciliation is possible between the two, the answer is unclear. Hollywood, with its ever-shifting alliances and its thirst for spectacle, has a long history of rivalries that eventually turn into collaborations. There is always the possibility that the actors, as seasoned professionals, could find a way to put their differences aside for the sake of a project. But the scars from their past may run too deep for a true reconciliation to occur. In the world of Hollywood, where ambition often takes precedence over personal connection, it's difficult to predict whether Cruise and Crowe can bridge the gap that has formed between them. Their story, two talented actors, both at the top of their game but unable to find common ground, is a microcosm of the broader challenges of human relationships in a celebrity-driven world. It highlights the tension between personal integrity and the demands of fame, and it raises the question of whether the pursuit of success can ever coexist with true, lasting friendships. In the glittering world of Hollywood, where stars rise and fall with the flicker of a camera flash, the tangled relationships between Nicole Kidman, Russell Crowe, and Tom Cruise add another layer of complexity to the industry's narrative. Their story is not just one of professional rivalries or public divorces. It is also a story of loyalty, love, and the human desire for connection in an environment that often makes those connections difficult to maintain. The friendship between Nicole Kidman and Russell Crowe, while tested by the complex dynamics of their respective careers, has endured the pressures of fame. Their bond began in the early days of their careers and was solidified through shared experiences and mutual support. Despite the swirling media attention and the ups and downs of their personal lives, Nicole and Russell have remained close, with Nicole often speaking of the enormous amount of love and affection she has for him. She has described him as a friend she has known literally her whole life, a testament to the depth of their connection. In the early days of their friendship, Nicole and Russell's paths first crossed at a wild house party in Sydney when they were teenagers. Nicole recalls Russell making a memorable gesture by drinking champagne from her shoe, a story that Russell later humorously denied, claiming that he never did such a thing, but instead stood behind her without speaking to her. Whether or not the champagne from the shoe incident ever occurred, the key fact is that their friendship has lasted for decades, surviving the pressures of their careers and personal challenges. Over the years, as they both rose to fame in Hollywood, Nicole and Russell navigated the rocky terrain of celebrity together. They supported each other through career highs and personal lows, offering a rare example of a friendship that withstood the pressures of the spotlight. Russell has spoken highly of Nicole's talent, even once describing her acting as so flawless that it defied description. Nicole, for her part, has always been vocal about her admiration for Russell, praising him not only as a talented actor, but also as a trusted friend. But while their friendship has remained solid, the tensions surrounding Tom Cruise have occasionally cast a shadow over their dynamic. After Nicole's highly publicized divorce from Tom, Russell's unwavering support for Nicole became clear, further solidifying their bond. Russell's decision to stand by her, while understandable, only served to deepen the rift between him and Cruise. Their once close friendship has since cooled, and the tension between the two men was palpable when they reunited on the set of The Mummy in 2017. Despite the challenges that have tested their friendships, Nicole and Russell have remained close. Their enduring connection, rooted in years of mutual respect, continues to be a testament to the power of loyalty in an industry known for its transience. The story of Nicole, Russell, and Tom is not just a Hollywood drama. It is a story of human connection, of love, loyalty, and the painful choices we sometimes must make to preserve the relationships that truly matter. But the strength of their bond would be tested by another towering figure in their lives, Tom Cruise. Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise's whirlwind romance, followed by their highly publicized marriage, established them as one of Hollywood's most iconic couples. For years, they were considered the epitome of Hollywood royalty, a glamorous power pair whose every move was scrutinized by the media. However, when their marriage began to unravel, it set off a chain of events that reverberated far beyond their personal lives, affecting everyone within their orbit, including Russell Crowe. The unraveling of Tom and Nicole's relationship was as dramatic as it was public. The suddenness of their divorce shocked the world, and the media frenzy that followed was relentless. It was during this chaotic period that Russell's loyalty to Nicole Kidman truly came to the forefront. While the world watched the demise of one of Hollywood's most high-profile marriages, Russell wasted no time in making his position clear. He stood by Nicole, no questions asked. In an interview years later, he half-jokingly quipped that he had become part of the divorce settlement package, his friendship with Tom shattered by his decision to support Nicole. This moment marked a decisive turning point in Russell's relationship with Tom, one that would never fully heal. For Russell, the decision to support Nicole was not just a matter of standing by a friend in need, it was about loyalty. Despite his long-standing friendship with Tom, Russell's bond with Nicole, forged over years of mutual respect and understanding, ultimately took precedence. It was a decision that would forever alter the trajectory of his own relationship with Cruise, pushing the two men further apart. What had once been a genuine friendship now seemed strained, tinged with underlying tension. Over the years, rumors of a feud between Russell and Tom would ebb and flow, but the cracks in their relationship were undeniable. The two men, once close friends, now seemed to share an awkward, almost brittle camaraderie. They would eventually find themselves working together again, this time on the set of the 2017 film The Mummy. However, what should have been a long-awaited collaboration between two of Hollywood's biggest stars was marked by an uncomfortable distance. Insiders on set spoke of a cold professionalism that permeated their interactions. While both actors were undoubtedly focused on the work at hand, their past grievances seemed to hover in the background, casting a shadow over what should have been an exciting partnership. Behind the scenes, the tension was palpable. Russell and Tom would exchange polite greetings, but any sense of genuine camaraderie was absent. What had once been a warm friendship now felt like an uncomfortable formality, as if both men were playing a part in a performance, each one aware of the other's presence but unwilling to address the unspoken issues that had caused the rift. Despite their best efforts to maintain a facade of professionalism, the discomfort between them was hard to ignore, and the set of The Mummy became a microcosm of their strained relationship. At the heart of it all, however, remained Nicole Kidman. She was the emotional center of the storm, the woman whose charm and vulnerability had captured the hearts of millions, but whose personal struggles had also made her a figure of public fascination. Throughout it all, Nicole's bond with Russell has remained unshaken. In the face of her personal tragedies and the challenges of being thrust into the spotlight, Russell has been her unwavering confidant. He stood by her when others would have turned away, offering her support when it seemed like the world was determined to tear her down. For Nicole, Russell has been more than just a friend. He has been a protector, someone who has always chosen to stand by her, regardless of the consequences. And for Russell, his loyalty to Nicole has been a defining characteristic of their friendship. It was this loyalty that led him to choose her side when Tom and Nicole's marriage ended, and it was this same loyalty that has kept him by her side through the years, despite the complexities of their Hollywood careers and personal lives. However, the fallout from Nicole's divorce from Tom was not without its consequences. As the years went by, the bond between Russell and Tom continued to fray. What had once been an easy camaraderie, built on years of friendship, slowly morphed into something more distant and awkward. Even when they found themselves cast together again in The Mummy, the tensions between them were impossible to ignore. Hollywood insiders and crew members on the set observed their cold exchanges, noting how their once strong friendship had now become a strained and uncomfortable partnership. The camaraderie that had once defined their relationship was replaced by forced smiles and polite but distant conversations. The underlying cause of this tension was clear: the unresolved issues stemming from their past, particularly their diverging loyalties during Nicole's divorce. For Tom, the fact that Russell had sided with Nicole over him was a betrayal that could never fully be forgiven. And for Russell, working with Tom again after the way their friendship had soured was a reminder of the personal sacrifices he had made. The tension between the two men was not just about professional differences, it was deeply personal. Despite the awkwardness between the two men, Nicole's relationship with Russell continued to stand strong. She had always been at the center of their friendship, the one constant in a world where allegiances were often shifting. While Tom's relationship with Russell continued to suffer, Nicole remained the emotional anchor for both men, a reminder of the bond they once shared and the loyalty that had, for better or worse, shaped their relationships. The situation was a poignant reflection of the complexities of friendship in Hollywood. It wasn't just about working together or shared professional goals. It was about loyalty, trust, and the painful choices that sometimes come with those bonds. Nicole Kidman and Russell Crowe's friendship is a rare example of a connection that has withstood the test of time, even when the forces of fame, personal drama, and past betrayals threatened to tear it apart. Through it all, their loyalty to each other has remained steadfast, a testament to the enduring power of true friendship in a world that is often defined by its superficiality and fleeting connections. In the end, the story of Nicole, Russell, and Tom is not just one of Hollywood drama. It is a story of human connection, of love, of loyalty, and of the difficult choices we sometimes must make in order to preserve those relationships that truly matter. For Nicole Kidman, Russell Crowe has always been more than just a fellow Australian actor. He has been a steadfast friend, a confidant, and a source of unwavering support during some of the darkest chapters of her life. Their friendship, which has spanned decades, is a testament to the rare, enduring bonds that can form in Hollywood, a world often characterized by fleeting relationships and shifting loyalties. The roots of their friendship trace back to their early days in the Australian film industry, where both actors navigated the challenges of building a career in a competitive field. But it wasn't until Nicole's highly publicized divorce from Tom Cruise in 2001 that Russell's role in her life became truly significant. As her marriage to one of the biggest movie stars in the world unraveled, Nicole found herself overwhelmed by heartbreak and relentless media scrutiny. In those difficult times, Russell was there, solid, dependable, and ready to offer a shoulder to lean on. In interviews, Nicole has spoken candidly about the pain she endured during that period. "It was a tough time," she once admitted. "And Russell was there for me. He was always there for me." His unwavering loyalty provided her with a sense of stability in a world that seemed to be falling apart. While many in Hollywood distanced themselves from the drama surrounding her divorce, Russell remained by her side, a true friend in every sense of the word. Yet their bond was not just built on shared struggles. Over the years, Nicole and Russell's friendship flourished. They supported each other's careers, celebrated each other's successes, and found solace in a connection that went beyond the superficiality of show business. When they were cast together in the 2018 film Boy Erased, playing a married couple grappling with a family crisis, their on-screen chemistry felt entirely natural, an extension of the trust and affection they had built over the years. But the shadow of Tom Cruise has never been far from their friendship. When news broke that Russell and Tom would be starring together in The Mummy, 2017, rumors of a rift between Nicole and Russell quickly resurfaced. Nicole, it was whispered, felt hurt, betrayed even. After all, Tom was the man who had caused her so much pain, and now her closest friend was working alongside him. For Nicole, it was more than just another movie role for Russell. It was a painful reminder of a chapter in her life she would rather forget. Insiders claimed that Nicole struggled to understand Russell's decision. To her, it seemed like a betrayal, a reopening of old wounds. But for Russell, the situation was more pragmatic. To him, The Mummy was simply another acting job, a paycheck, an opportunity to perform, and a chance to work with one of the industry's biggest names. Yet even he could not ignore the tension that followed. The film's production was marked by behind-the-scenes conflict, most notably between Russell and Tom. Creative differences and clashes of personality turned what should have been a blockbuster collaboration into a fraught and stressful experience. Despite these challenges, Russell and Nicole's friendship endured. In fact, their bond seemed to grow stronger as they navigated the ups and downs of their personal and professional lives. Through marriages, divorces, career highs and personal lows, they remained constants in each other's lives. When Nicole won her first Academy Award for The Hours in 2003, Russell was one of the first to congratulate her. When Russell faced his own personal controversies, Nicole stood by him, offering words of encouragement and understanding. Their friendship is a rare anomaly in an industry where relationships often crumble under the weight of fame and fortune. It is a connection built on trust, mutual respect, and a shared understanding of life's struggles. In a world where loyalty can be a scarce commodity, Nicole and Russell have shown that true friendship is not about avoiding conflict or disagreement. It is about standing by each other, even when the world seems determined to pull you apart. But what is it that has kept their friendship so strong for so long? Perhaps it is their shared Australian roots, a common background that has given them a unique perspective on fame and success. Or maybe it is their shared commitment to their craft, a mutual respect for each other's talent and work ethic. Whatever the reason, their friendship has become one of the most enduring and heartwarming stories in Hollywood. Even today, as they continue to build their careers, Nicole and Russell remain close. They have seen each other through marriages and divorces, the birth of children, and the loss of loved ones. They have laughed together, cried together, and defended each other when the tabloids tried to twist their stories. Their bond has proven unshakable, a reminder that even in the world of Hollywood, where everything can change in an instant, some things remain constant. Nicole Kidman and Russell Crowe are both celebrated stars, each with a legacy that extends far beyond the silver screen. But their greatest achievement may be something far more personal: the unwavering friendship they have shared for more than 2 decades. In an industry defined by its fickleness, their story is a testament to the resilience of true friendship, a shining example of how two people can stand by each other through all of life's highs and lows. As the years go by, and as the world continues to change, one thing seems certain: Nicole and Russell's friendship will remain a beacon of loyalty and trust. It is a story that goes beyond the glitz and glamour of Hollywood, touching on something far more profound: the power of genuine human connection. Despite the official narrative of camaraderie on the set of The Mummy, the truth behind the scenes was anything but harmonious. The clash between two of Hollywood's most formidable stars, Tom Cruise and Russell Crowe, became an open secret among the cast and crew, a tension that simmered beneath the surface and occasionally boiled over into visible conflict. For Cruise, a man known for his relentless dedication and perfectionism, every film was a mission. "I don't just make a movie, I give it everything I have, and I expect the same from everyone else," Cruise once declared. It was a mantra that had earned him a reputation as one of the most committed actors in the industry. But for Crowe, whose approach to acting was more rooted in creative exploration and collaborative storytelling, Cruise's exacting standards often felt more like a straitjacket than a support system. Crowe's frustrations were not merely private grumblings. Insiders claimed that the tension between the two stars was palpable on set, a rivalry barely concealed by the thin veneer of professionalism. Crowe reportedly confided to a colleague that his character in the film felt like an unnecessary afterthought, a complaint that spoke to his growing sense of alienation. For an actor who had built his career on intense, character-driven performances, being sidelined in favor of Cruise's larger-than-life persona was a bitter pill to swallow. But the friction wasn't just philosophical, it became physical. The film's multiple fight scenes, meant to showcase the primal clash between their characters, became something far more intense, an unscripted release of the resentment that had been building between the two men. For 4 days, Cruise and Crowe smashed each other through walls, glass, and tables, refusing to use stunt doubles. Director Alex Kurtzman attempted to put a positive spin on the ordeal. "Tom and Russell have been wanting to work together for 20 years. They both said, 'Let's do it for real,'" he told the press. But to onlookers, it was clear that the line between acting and animosity had blurred. The personal history between the two actors only added fuel to the fire. Crowe's enduring loyalty to Nicole Kidman, Cruise's ex-wife, was a source of lingering tension. Though the two men maintained a public friendship, those close to the production whispered of a silent rift, a loyalty conflict that neither man would openly acknowledge, but both seemed to feel. Compounding the friction was another controversial topic: Cruise's well-publicized association with Scientology. Rumors swirled that Cruise had attempted to introduce Crowe to the church, an idea that sparked intense speculation. Yet Crowe, known for his candid nature, dismissed these rumors in an interview with People magazine. From a young age, I was interested in religion. When I met Tom, I was curious. I asked him about it. He was cool. He didn't try to sell me anything, Crowe said. But while Crowe downplayed the issue, the mere mention of Scientology stirred memories of Cruise's previous marriage to Kidman, a union that former Scientologist Mike Rinder claimed was sabotaged by the church's leadership. In his tell-all book, Rinder alleged that church officials saw Kidman as a threat, a non-believer who could potentially distance Cruise from the organization's influence. As for Cruise and Crowe, their dynamic remained a puzzle, part admiration, part rivalry, and part the ghost of a friendship overshadowed by fame, ambition, and the conflicting forces that have shaped their lives. Even now, years after the dust has settled, the story of their clash on the set of The Mummy serves as a stark reminder of the volatile mix of talent, ego, and ambition that fuels Hollywood's most unforgettable dramas.